I'm waiting for my pie crust to get cold in the fridge because I'm making apple cranberry tart. And I'm making, I made some polenta to go with the beef stew. I'm going to pour some cream cheese and butter in it because butter makes everything better. And I'm trying to find a good picture of my brother Brian, who died in 1988. Some brain aneurysm. He just collapsed and died. He had a 2-year-old son. He was divorced from this interesting woman. And that was Kevin and Sharon. They got married on April Fool's Day, as befits Kevin. And that was Robert's dog, Sheba. I'm like, is it a Shih Tzu or Lhasa Apso? And I can't remember. But her name was Sheba, the Queen of Sheba. And he said, Jennifer, I'm never getting another dog because it hurt too much when she died. I'm like, all right. And this was me and Sean and Dad. Just got married to this. Oh, that's our wedding picture. We didn't have a professional photographer. That suit cost me $2 at St. Vincent de Paul. Where I was like, just don't make me wear a tie. And so he wore some slacks and a sweater and a shirt. That was in South Portland on the water. October 21st, 2006. And yeah, I know my floors are dirty. Those are my parents. That's my dad. And that's my mom. And that is my sister, Kathleen. And by the way, the water at Bath, I don't think it's worth the 60p, man. That's Pierre and his buddies. That's me in California a while back. That's me and Sean at his band concert. And that's my brother Tom, who died of a cancerous tooth infection in Madison, Wisconsin in 2016. There's me when I worked for, oh God, some company. And we were at some shindig. And there was a Bartles and James people, and that was some fellow who was a sales rep. I barely knew him, but here I am posing next to Bartles and James, yay. And that's Sean making cheesecake, because we make cheesecake every day for his birthday. And that's me at Motorola Corporate testing out the karaoke for the buddies. And that's me when my cousin It here with Sean opening presents. And that's Sean, proud as can be. Wait, playing trombone in grade school when I went to his concert. And that's why I was, you know, that's why I was standing next to him, hugging him after. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down with the weight, and it pisses me off. Because I used to be, you know, looking like that, and then I look like that, and I'm like, I look in the mirror, I'm like, ugh, this sucks to be me, but what are you gonna do? This is my fern that I bought at Hannaford. Supposedly self-watering, but it's not. I water it, and then it dries out. I guess it was in the rainforest, it could be self-watering. And this is my, I'm trying to like entice people here, like my family. Because I have a lot of relatives all over New England and beyond, as they say. And I want them to come visit me because we don't have the Crowley reunions anymore. And we're the happy-go-lucky singing Irish Crowleys from County Cork, you know. My dad said. And I'm like, you know, we came down from Carrollton, New Brunswick, I guess it was. I don't know. My grandmother did genealogy for a living or as a hobby. She didn't get paid for it. And I tried to do, you know, she would have been happy over FamilySearch.org because she just, everyone was driving her library. She was doing it. And I think what she wanted to do was teach us history. Not like, oh, we come from a king and a queen, but a lot of ours, like the Jamesons, they were like soap makers that came through the Ulster plantation, and they went, oh, this ain't good, and came over here to start a better society. It was in the, whatever the typewritten thing she gave me. And it's not about, I'm descended from Robert the Bruce or Queen this or Cleopatra. God, she got bit by an asp. Who the fuck would want to be descended from her, man? She got bitten by a snake. There ain't no poisonous snakes in Maine, man. And I don't know. It's interesting history. And Sean and I sat up one night when he was out here, just going through the Wikipedia, going back to like Glurg the Great with his axe killing people. He was just about like Neanderthal. Anyways, it's interesting. And I have an ephemera that I got for $12 at the flea market that used to be down the road. And it's the people from Auburn. It's all these handwritten letters. And I always wanted to write a story or make a movie about it because it's so cool. I've got photographs. I've got all these letters and Christmas cards to somebody named Nell or something. And it's the coolest stuff in the world. For $12. Like, my family is like, cool, all right, yeah, we go back and, like, all of New England can probably go back to, like, Mayflower and Revolutionary War and blah, blah, blah. These people are pretty cool, and I'm, like, trying to discover who they are and what they are, and I go back to it every once in a while. I'm like, I need to write a story about these people after I do my dishes and clean up my kitty litter. Anyway, I have a pie crust in the fridge, and I want to make apple cranberry tart. Oh, that's Robert's $40 flashlight, LED. He bought it at the hardware store in Winthrop. I'm like, what are you doing, man? It's like, it's a good flashlight. Robert and William and their flashlights. William was his stepdad. And got bombed out twice in Merseyside with his cousins and uncles. And I said, William, what'd you do? What'd you do? He goes, I was fire warden Billy. I put it out with my sand bucket. And I was like, all right, I'll step off, man. But he told me all his stories. So I you know, those boys, they don't know how to take care of someone dying because they're, you know. And William and I and Sean and I got along great. William liked his martinis, and so we'd go out and have one or two, and then we'd eat and have some after dinner drink, but we weren't, you know, Robert was driving. And Sean loved the cedar plank salmon at the Union River Lobster Bar. He was like, yeah, this is cool. But now Sean knows how to cook for himself. Make cheesecake. And he's a car mechanic. And if he wants to pursue the music, he can. If not, it's up to him. But I think it's good for a young man of 25 to be doing physical work, right? And he's on his way. What more could you ask than for your kids to be self-sufficient and on their way? You can't ask for anything more. And now I feel like, okay, I did a good job. Even though he went through his rebellious period of punching holes in the walls and being a jackass. One day I was like, he was in Freeport with us going to school there. And like, could you pick up a broom and sweep or do something? He's like, that's woman's work. And I'm like, what? And I told Robert, he says, if I had been there when he said that, man, no. That's woman's work. I'll tell you what woman's work is. Woman's work is from man's work is from sun to sun, and woman's work is never done. So I'm going to make my pie. I've got beef stew on the hob and some polenta that I'm going to chuck in some cream cheese and butter and parmesan. So it'll be nice and creamy. Oh, with the beef stew. I might put it in a pan and let it set and then fry it on both sides. That's always good. Have some fried polenta with a winey beef stew on the side. You want some cheese with that wine?